There's a misconception on how failure makes you stronger, and if failure is good for you. I want to clear all misunderstandings and give you 3 reasons why failure is important for success. Failure is a state of mind when you experience shame, mistrust, rejection, hopelessness, regret, and other unpleasant emotions in conjunction with not meeting a set goal, an objective. So one could ask a question: how could such gut-wrenching feeling result in something positive like becoming stronger? The short answer that it doesn't. Failure per se is not a motivator that guides you to success. Personally, I don't find the usage failure appropriate in terms of self-improvement, because failure implies a finishing line, something that ceased to exist. Fail means a total dissipation into oblivion. Attempt is more suitable for this context. How is it that failure can influence your self-development? It's merely an opportunity to start over, to come back wiser and take another attempt on achieving whatever it is that you want to accomplish. But only your emotional determination and motive behind the objective will push you beyond the pain of experiencing the failure and that feeling of dying again. That's why oftentimes it is people who have nothing to lose tend to pursue their objectives against failure and eventually become a success. The reason why we love hearing success stories of our idols is exactly because they succeeded despite adversities, failed attempts, and risk for public humiliation. We never hear about people who tried, misstepped, which only means that failure affects different people in different ways. The only distinction between two parties is the mindset of the winners. Everybody admires the story of Arnold Schwarzenegger because he is a primal example of American dream. Poor dude migrated to United States with nothing but a pocket change and an iron-like determination. He failed a lot, but there are only a few times that you have to get it right. And that comes from persistence and mind of a winner. Those who constantly take risks in life never lose, because there are only 2 outcomes for that type of mindset. First outcome, making an attempt and winning. Second outcome, making attempts and learning. Now, what I even mean by learning? Let me explain. When you have an incentive to attain a goal, you have to be automatically predisposed of achieving it. Otherwise, there is no point if you don't believe in your abilities. Proceeding with a plan and not meeting your expectations makes you to fall into a dark place of self-doubt and hopelessness. When those feelings dissolve, and they will eventually, you start to remember your past experiences and all accomplishments that you achieved. This will motivate you even more and remind you why you wanted to achieve your goals. You start to believe again. You take a step back. You regroup your thoughts, you recuperate, and charge at it once more. This time you made your homework. That unforgettable trauma made you gather knowledge before doing the next attempt. And so it goes. Rinse, recycle, repeat, until you arrive at your destination. Destination may be a poor word choice. We should always try to get better, and life is not an endpoint. Unfortunately, some people get stunned, paralyzed when they go through a failure. That experience leaves deep cuts in their souls, and they abandon the thought of coming back. Some will even blame their surroundings, but will never think of looking inside of themselves. Failure makes you stronger only if you take actions to overcome it. I will give you 3 reasons why failure is important for success, how it will enrich your self-development, and if you are not a risk taker, maybe it can motivate you and change your mind. Better to give an attempt and fail than never act and regret it. Failure reveals your abilities. For failure to occur, you have to step onto uncharted territories. You won't fail with something you know and are accustomed to. Doing something outside of your comfort zone will push you to consolidate all your knowledge and wisdom towards achieving that objective. You never know what you're capable of until you expose yourself to never before experienced tasks. It's like lifting heavy weights. When you're doing your last rep, bad form or not, you are trying to do everything in order to lift that weight. Connecting and retracting new muscle groups into the movement. You will get to know yourself even better, realize what you are good at and what needs to be improved. Overcoming failure increases your mental strength. Remember the first time you approached someone you were romantically interested in, or the first time you had hands-on experience within your profession. Let me guess, you felt awkward. We become better at everything by practicing, making an attempt to start your own business and not making the turnover that you were counting on makes you to shut it down. But guess what? Next time you decide to give self-employment another try, you have a lot fewer hoops to jump over. You will have sense of familiarity and it will boost your confidence. Familiarity. Exposing yourself for a risk of failure will make you accustomed to that feeling and it will numb your fears. And by now, your courage is sky high. Failure will teach you great humane qualities. Experiencing trauma, whether it's from failure or something else, humbles person to a degree that you detach yourself from ego completely. You start to take other people's perspectives into consideration and acquire a profound humility. You understand how much hard work lies behind every craft. Those who overcome failures are just humans as anybody else, and they sacrificed a lot to become who they are today. What are your thoughts on failure? Let the comment rain comments. Hossein out.